Welcome back to the Jojitorium. It's Decaying with the Boys. It's Adam, Josh, Matt. We're talking about anything we want to, and nothing's off limits. We have everyone here in the studio today. It's going to be a great show, and I just want to say that Josh and I are looking like cavemen, but it's clear that Adam went and got a fresh cut from our friends at Dark Roots Barbershop. The shop is located on Warrington Avenue, and Dark Roots is bringing the spa experience to the savage metalhead in your life. So if you want to get that fresh fade up for the summer or get that beard lined up, check them out on their website at darkrootpittsburgh.com or on Instagram at darkrootbarbershop. All right, so last time you guys heard from us, we decided to go into a fun bit called Josh's Bets of Doom.
That was really close.
That was good. That was good.
I got some serious acid reflux going because I had some ghost pepper wings at dinner.
It would have been hilarious to see that. I mean, we can see each other, but to see you puke on the mic.
No, that one had more bass in it. Oh, Jesus.
That dear Lord, buddy. So we took apart the UFC 259 card, and we decided to have a little bit of fun with it. So the results are here, and I know everyone's dying to know what happened. So Josh, let them know.
Yeah, man. Everybody's excited about it except for me, because turns out it's my bets of doom, but I can't make the bets myself. I ended up.
You think it was home field advantage? Did you think it was
I
a home
ended up
field
taking
advantage?
that L. Yeah. But I'll tell you what. I feel like I got screwed, but we'll get into that. Quick recap of the fights, though. So we had the light heavyweight fight, Raychik versus Santos. Raychik took it, unanimous decision. We had Makhachev versus Drew Dober. Makhachev took it via submission through an arm triangle choke. That was vicious.
It was the sickest submission I've seen ever. He was going to break his arm and choke him out at the same time.
I loved it. It's exactly what I want to see on these cards. I like striking, but like I said before, I love wrestlers and I love vicious, violent submissions, man.
That one was sick too, because every time Dober thought he had the takedown blocked, Makhachev just threw it the other way and took him right down. It was a clinic.
Well, he just proved why the UFC is pushing him that as hard as they are.
Yeah.
He deserves to be moving up in the rankings. I see him in the next probably 3 fights getting a shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, easy.
Or very well in line.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. We had the bantamweight fight. That's the one that there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. You had Sterling defeat Petr Yan via DQ by an illegal knee.
Knee was vicious, man.
The title changed hands. Now, this is where I have a problem. I don't have a problem so much as Sterling winning via DQ because it was an illegal hit. If you see it, you know it. He shouldn't have thrown the knee. His corner fucked him.
Yeah.
But my issue, I was the only one that took Yan.
I had no issue with the call.
To your defense, you took Yan because you really fell in love with his striking, and that's exactly what undid you was his striking.
True. That knee.
Yeah, it's a dangerous move. I mean, devastating.
That
Illegal.
It's a vicious V trigger.
Oh man, it was. As soon as that knee hit, I kind of just fell into my seat, and I was like, you know what? I guess I'm getting nice because, to be fair, I think Yan should have to take at least 3 of the 6 back. I'm gonna find out how to get it to him, and I'm gonna mail him 3 ices and be like, "This is your fault, motherfucker."
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't say that Sterling flopped or anything. He took that thing straight in the face.
But the thing is,
you could tell he was totally.
Yan was winning.
Oh yeah. Oh, he had that. Yeah,
he had that fight.
Yeah.
And his corner screwed him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So,
From
but initially
from
they were trying to say that no one from his corner was saying anything, and it was Khabib that heard it and took the info over to Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, and put it out there, and you can see it. He looks over at his corner, and then he looks down, and he's watching the hands. He's not watching the knee. Right.
Well, actually, when he went to the post-fight presser, he said that he was watching the feet and not the hands, and that's why. And he claims he didn't hear his corner say anything. But I mean, here's the other thing too. I feel like leading up to that knee, he had that little he kind of checked him with his forehead a little bit, so I knew the hands were up. So I don't know. Petr Yan doesn't have any kind of background of being a dirty fighter. I've never seen anything else in his history. I just think he got really overzealous, and Sterling was starting to catch wind, and hell, man, Yan threw that knee. It was devastating.
But I don't know about that. I mean, in my opinion, and I picked Sterling. Sterling looked finished already, going into that.
Oh, yeah, easy, yeah.
I mean, Yan should have just backed off, let him. I mean, anybody has a puncher's chance, but I don't think Sterling was coming back to the fight. I mean, he was just swinging into that. That was the fourth round, right?
Oh yeah, it was the fourth round.
Fourth round, he was really sloppy.
Well, it was in the last minute, almost 30 seconds of the fourth round too.
Yeah.
So,
but speaking of puncher's chance, we had the women's featherweight title come up next in the most lopsided victory that I've seen in a very long time.
I mean, the odds spoke. The odds told.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. There, I could see Nunez running it back on UFC 260. She could be that prepared.
Yeah. She was fresh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she took no damage.
She took no damage.
So, Nunez over Megan Anderson via submission, the triangle armbar. That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, too. Yeah, she could have done anything when she went to. But I think honestly, I think Nunez made a game of it because she could knock, clearly in this fight, she could knock Megan Anderson's head off of her shoulders at any given point, but she took it to the ground. And that was something I was saying in the last episode where I was like, you don't see much of Amanda going to the ground, and she did it here. And that was deadly, man. I'm scared for anyone who gets in there. Woman, man, child, beast, doesn't matter. You're getting killed.
She made Megan look like a child, so that's fair.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. What's next? Who can you put up against her?
We're going to touch on that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is someone waiting in the wings, I think. And we'll definitely get to that here in a little bit. And I think it's pretty funny.
Spoiler. So then we had the main event, the light heavyweight. Only the light heavyweight. We didn't see a champ, and we didn't see the middleweight title switch hands like somebody thought might happen.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Listen, here's the thing though. It's kind of like I get hyped up and then I forget that, the lighter guy can't surrender his belt to the much bigger guy in what was considered like a super fight. So forgive me.
Well, and you actually hit on how this fight went there. The bigger guy versus the littler guy. And we all talked about it when we made the bets. Blachowicz takes Adesanya out via decision. It ended up being unanimous. There's some controversy surrounding the way that it was judged.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the scorecards per se, but it was still a unanimous decision on my scorecards. Just some of the judges had to score 10-8 rounds in there somewhere, and I didn't see a 10-8 rounds on my end. I do agree with the judge that scored at 49-46. That's how I had it scored.
I saw the 3-2. I think what really turned it on, and we talked about this the night of the fight, it's that last leaving impression that some of the judges see. And when that fifth round ended, Yan was on top of Adesanya, just raining down on him. And that's the only thing that I can see being a 10-8.
Yeah, me too.
I don't agree with it, but that's the only way that I can justify a 10-8 on that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I was the only one that picked Adesanya, right?
Yes.
So I was super disappointed in how he performed in those first 3 rounds as well. I mean, the 4th and 5th round, he got taken down and was just pinned down, and
the weight was too much.
And Yan just did what he did, and it was awesome. It was good to see. But those first 3 rounds were boring. I mean, Israel Adesanya was like faking those head kicks and the fucking body kicks and never throwing. And he saw Yan flinching on it. He was flinching and backing up on almost every fake and still wouldn't throw anything. And I think he was just a little trigger shy, and it cost him.
And that's the thing. In the middleweight division, that works well for him. Mm-hmm. He has destroyed that division using that technique. But then he goes up against a heavier opponent, and everybody talks about it. Jan's Polish. He's got that chin. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a good chin.
Oh, 100%.
But Adesanya, I mean, he might have. I mean, I didn't rewatch the fight or anything, but I just feel like he didn't throw the kicks that he needed to throw. Like, he wasn't throwing. Like
he had some good leg kicks in there. He was definitely reddening up that front leg of Yan, but like you said, once it went to the ground, it was over.
Oh, it was over.
Yeah.
That Polish
I kind of feel like you were watching Adesanya try to figure out a puzzle that he didn't have all the pieces to.
Right.
I mean, you really saw someone who understood that he had a much bigger opponent, clearly much stronger as well, and just trying to figure him out, man. And unfortunately, there's not enough time to figure out Mr. Blachowicz. I mean, he's out there, and he came for the style bender's head, and that's what he left with unanimous decision. I mean, he took him, and then of course John Jones snuck in on Twitter, throwing fire at Adesanya, which is dumb. I mean, at what point?
That never gonna happen.
No, super fights off. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I never wanted to see it anyway.
Yeah,
I never wanted to see Adesanya at 220 pounds anyway. So.
Yeah, no. Adesanya can't compete at the 205 level coming in at 190. He's not hitting the heavyweight.
Plus, Jones would have to go 3 fights without a fucking drug suspension.
Which is impossible.
Yeah.
Unless they bring Pride back and they just lock these 2 dudes in a cage for a second and let them go. Okay, it's like head stomps. You can shoot steroids directly into your balls. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want in Pride. So, but unless that happens, I don't think that fight's never going to happen.
No, sir.
If we go back and we look at the scores here, we definitely have not a lopsided victory for Adam and I, but it's enough.
Some would say it came down to that illegal knee.
That illegal knee.
Some being me. Like I said,
ooh.
Petr Yan, I know you're out there. I'm sending you some ice, buddy. It's because of you.
If he ever listens to this, I just want to let you know that Josh's statements don't reflect any of our opinions between Adam and I. And if you want to point a finger, it is Josh. Josh is threatening you with terrible malt beverages.
Yeah,
Josh.
I'll actually hand the forbidden shotgun over to Petr Yan.
It's all right. He can find me in my hometown of San Diego.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be.
Hit him up in San Diego. The West Coast is beautiful. You know what, Yan? And I can tell you right now, if you just search around the streets of San Diego, you're gonna find Josh because his parents are from that place. Josh spent a lot of time there. I think he has illegitimate children over there. There's all kinds of stuff waiting for him in San Diego. So if you go over there and start asking anybody, everyone knows Josh in San Diego. So you can find him.
Yeah. And I'll be easy to find. I'll be the one walking down the street with a sixer of ice,
just throwing up deuces to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, what's up,
yeah.
So
partying like it's the 90s.
So Matt, since me and you tied for the winner, we get to punish Josh, right? So I was thinking like a real mixy sixer of some Smirnoffs.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Like let's not get him used to a flavor. Let's keep you want a variety.
Oh, I'm a chug regardless.
Yeah.
And then just
I can't advise against that enough because
but it'll make
it's gonna be brutal, man, because there's so much sugar in them, and once it hits that tank, man, I don't. Yeah.
I don't plan on keeping it in the tank, sir.
Oh, you're gonna go down and up.
Oh, I'm not going to go. It's probably just gonna naturally happen.
Down, down, up, up.
You're gonna enter the Konami code in your stomach.
AB, left, right, start. Let's do this.
Unlimited lives or unlimited shits. I think it's gonna be unlimited shits.
But you know, I'll take the 6 of Zima because the next bet we have coming up, we still have to discuss what the punishment is, but it's gonna be a long bet. We got to have something good.
It's got to be fun for sure. And it's kind of like I want to tell people about what we're gonna do. And it's I don't know, man. It's your thing. What do you want? Do you want to tell them about it, or do you want to like?
What I'll say is, it's March. Anybody that follows sports knows what happens in March.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we learned that last week. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
With that little party that we had, right?
Just so you know, too, Adam did give me a gift, and
it was from the whole Bashford crew.
So, what we got going on is we're gonna be betting some college basketball, and we're gonna leave it going through the tourney. But if you pay attention to our socials, we'll be posting the brackets here in about a week, and we'll follow through the whole tourney, see how everything's going. But that punishment needs to be a little brutal.
That March Madness, ooh yeah.
From downtown,
he's on fire. And just so everyone knows too, I want to say, I'm going to say it for myself. I don't know fuck all about college basketball. I don't follow it. I don't watch it. I love basketball, but I couldn't even tell you it's up for bid. Yeah.
I'm picking off of school colors over here.
Well, see, that's what's going to make it fun is none of us know anything about it.
No, perfect. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah. I just learned that Pitt moved to the ACC.
See, I knew that. I knew that much at least.
So, I mean, I'm just going to go, maybe I'll go chalk and just hope. I don't know. I might throw a little mixer in there now and then, but we'll see. We'll see.
Is it safe to say then, since I know Pitt went to the ACC, that maybe I'm the ringer in this one?
You might have the upper hand.
You definitely
it's about time.
I know there was a couple tournaments ago, two tourneys ago, that the Louisville player just snapped his leg on the court.
Yeah. Oh, I watched that live. It was, dude, that was brutal.
The only thing I like about March Madness is day drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great excuse. Also, do you know, like, it's the season for vasectomies? Didn't know that. It's like March Madness.
I did hear that last year.
Guys get it done so they can sit on the couch and watch all the basketball games.
That's smart.
That's real smart.
Super smart.
If you're done pumping that seed out, go ahead and get it clipped a little. Yeah. Why not?
Get that physical.
I want to sound like a real sports guy and say, get myself neutered. Then I'll sit down and watch the big game. Kansas State taking on Rutgers or whatever the fuck.
We're going to see Robert Morris versus Oregon State. Glad I got my nuts chopped for this.
Didn't they get into something? Didn't Robert Morris get into something?
I'm pretty sure they made it to the play-ins of the tournament.
Yeah, I think
their hockey team's really good.
Yeah, that's all I knew about them.
Yeah,
that's about all they have. I did go there my freshman year of school.
Okay.
And I promptly left after my freshman year of school. But
did you learn anything?
I learned how to drink.
You already knew how to do that.
Oh, no, I learned how to drink on a professional level.
Did you teach other people how to drink?
100%.
You were like a TA.
Yeah. Might as well have been. I passed everybody.
So I want to just bring one thing up with respect to the UFC too, about it. There's something that I think we kind of glossed over real quick, and something that I have been just absolutely baffled by. So I felt like Megan Anderson was fed to the wolves to a certain degree.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. She got choked out, and then Dana White was like, "Oh yeah, hey, boo, we're not resigning you. Your contract is over. You guys seek employment elsewhere."
Yeah,
sorry about your luck.
Yeah, it seems like somebody in the top brass didn't really care for her.
Yeah, somebody. And so little excerpt here for Megan Anderson. She's going to leave the UFC with an overall record of 11-5, but she only went 3-3 under the promotion, where her biggest win was over Kat Zingano at UFC 232. But we've seen Zingano's.
No slouch. Yeah.
So,
and I mean, she has the look. Like, she looks like she could do something in the proper division, but with Nunes holding down the top spot, there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go.
No.
Yeah, Josh. Little story time. Josh was super convinced of that on fight night. After every fight preceding the Amanda Nunes fight, he would check the odds in the. I would check the odds. He would check the odds and look at Megan Anderson's odds and go, you know what, like just $5, maybe just $5, maybe just $5.
Well, look,
and he kept repeating it. So he held off until they played the hype package for the fight, and then they showed Megan Anderson and she's a built, well in shape woman that looks like she can knock out any man on the planet. So the hype package got him. He runs into FanDuel, throws down a $5 bet. He's like, I got this.
Look,
she's got a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I threw it down. It was plus 760. $5 was going to get me a decent bit. And like I said, puncher's chance. Yeah. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and it made the fight way more entertaining for me. So he places the bet. Walkouts happen. Introductions happen. They dance around in the first round for, 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, about that.
Nunes hits Megan Anderson with the first right punt, like the right cross. Catches her square in the face. Megan Anderson looks scared to death. And I look at Josh immediately, and Josh's head goes from looking at the TV to down to his lap. And just, there goes my $5.
Yeah, you never watched $5 burn up so quickly before in your life.
In one punch.
I could have spent that anywhere else, but
I was laughing at the tear in Megan Anderson's face and in Josh's depression.
I have bought pints of beer slower than that $5 burnt up on your bet, buddy.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say. I mean, the odds would have paid.
The odds made it. Yeah. I mean, I saw it and I was like, you know what? I already know this is Nunes. I was emphatic about it on the last episode, but that puncher's chance every time will get me 1,000%.
I would say that any other time I would have been like, yeah, dude, totally. But it's like watching the Terminator fight an unborn child. There's just no defense.
Yeah, it's not even fair. And I mean, not to sound too self-involved, but I went back and listened to episode 2, Matt, and you called it. I think Amanda Nunes is going to leave this sport as the best pound for pound fighter. You said that in episode 2, and I agree with you.
Yeah. It was.
It's just she's so prepared. She's so skilled, and we don't even see all of it yet. And I just want to say that I watched the fight. I watched it 2 or 3 times, and it kind of reminds me of that scene in Robocop where he gets caught with all the gangsters in that warehouse, and they just start blowing off pieces of his body with shotguns. And that was Megan Anderson. She she was Murphy before he became Robocop. But I don't think this chick's gonna get any plates of armor. She's not gonna get rebuilt. She's not gonna be some superhuman eating baby food. She's gonna go to bare knuckle fight, and she's gonna get knocked out all the time. I mean,
she's off to the juniors. Like it's gonna be a long road back for her, and she makes it back.
It is. And you know what? I do hope she finds a home somewhere, because I do believe she's a skilled fighter. I like watching her in like the Pan Ams and stuff like that too. I think she does really well in jiu-jitsu competitions. You know, maybe that's her flow. Maybe she can get into that. I don't think that she can't stand toe-to-toe with strikers. And because the striking from Nunes led into that submission, and the submission was just, she was already overwhelmed. That first punch, you were right. It looked like she got hit with a taser. and she didn't know what to do after that. So
I've never seen
yeah.
I've never seen such a big like whoops look in my life. Like Megan Anderson knew she was in over her head as soon as
she came in with a fight plan. She's like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get inside of this. I'm gonna take her down, and that was it. Fight plan's gone. The corner's freaking out. Like, oh no, get away from that. Oh no. And then it's right back to Robocop. Boom, there goes his arm. Boom, Murphy, no.
But yeah, so farewell, Megan Anderson. Hope to see you in maybe 2024. Who knows?
Yeah, good luck to you. I hope you can put your head back together. And if you get some cool cybernetic armor or a cool hand or something, I'll watch your movie.
She had really sweet tattoos. That's all I can.
Yeah, she's got good ink.
For her, yeah.
Yeah.
But Nunez can't do it. So.
Good ink and a puncher's chance. That's all you need.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. Now it's a time for us to give you your summer plans. Adam has the top 5 cities to drink beer in for the upcoming MLB season. Adam?
Yeah, so I found a survey that was run by the New Jersey Online Gambling Organization. So they polled roughly 2,600 adults between January 27th of this year and February 17th of this year, 2020. 58% male, 42% female, and the average age was 36. So each of these people were self-identified as alcohol drinkers and MLB fans. So the survey was based on how much they drink and how much they spend at a game for each MLB city. So they are ranked. They are all in this list, and I just want to pitch it to you guys to see who you think made the top spot or even the top 5.
Well, I mean, straight off the bat, I love the demographic that they're talking about.
Yeah.
They did great mixture of people.
Also that sweet, gentle land of New Jersey. You know, it's all pure, and they have no vices whatsoever.
Yeah, none.
Prime demographics to pick from.
Now, I'm gonna preface everything here, guys. We all know how I feel about a certain person within a baseball organization. I can very easily just spend this entire segment ranting about that. I'm going to try not to. I'm giving you guys my word on that. I'm going to try not to.
You know what? I'm
off.
pissed off at Bobby Bonilla, too. That motherfucker gets paid every year. And you know what? He's a smart man, but if you talk about him one more time, Josh, I'm going to quit this podcast.
So, Bobby Bonilla, Tatis out in San Diego just got that long-term deal, right? I think it's
Bobby Bonilla.
No, Tatis.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, listen, I know stretches are fun, but you can't put Bobby Bonilla back in the MLB.
No. Tatis just got that long-term deal. I want to say it was for 10 years.
I'll give
340.
I'll give some.
Jesus,
he's a long-term deal.
That contract will run up before Bobby Bonilla stops getting paid by the Mets organization.
Who fucked up more? What? Actually, I don't even want to say that because the Mets messed up. But I give a lot of credit to Bobby Bonilla, but his agent, smart man. Like, how do you oh yeah, you want to be a millionaire for the next 30 years? Yeah, I do. Sign here. They have no idea what's going on. Fleeced them. When's the last, Josh, if you can remember, when's the last time Bobby Bonilla actually picked up a bat or even decided to run any bags? Do you even know? I don't. It's been forever.
I'm gonna say probably early to mid 2000s.
Yeah,
had to have. Yeah,
I was gonna say 2008.
I would say 05 at the latest, to be honest, and it's probably even earlier. Probably. Yeah.
So we're in 2021, and this dude's still raking in 7
That's the thing about baseball, man. Those guaranteed contracts.
Makes me wonder where the Mets are on this list.
That's true. So
yeah,
while we get into the list, we said it's drinking cities. Are we doing like per dollar amount or just per capita?
It was an average of their drinks consumed and dollar amount.
Okay.
Okay, so you're talking about like super expensive, but super consumption.
Yeah, and it's within the stadium.
Okay. So, that changes it entirely for me.
Yeah, I do have a list of the best pre-gamers too, and I'll go over those later, like when we conclude, just so we have what the best tailgate cities are. But yeah, these are drinking cities based on. I think it might be like if the city has a pre-game spot, like tailgating place, that factors in, and then in the stadium as well.
Well, I mean, right off the bat, I would automatically start thinking about those lower tier teams. You've got like the Oakland A's, you got Pittsburgh Pirates, all that stuff. Yeah. I know they're not going to be on the list.
I mean, I'm hearing you rattle off a lot of cities, but you're not making a guess.
But you automatically think them because you get pissed off about the team.
If it wasn't COVID time, I'd put my finger up against your mouth and say, shh. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the number one fucking spot is Milwaukee. It's the Milwaukee Brewers. And if it's not the Milwaukee Brewers, I don't want to play this game.
And I would have to agree.
And I get why you would say Milwaukee Brewers, maybe because they're the Milwaukee Brewers and it's Milwaukee and they drink a lot of beer, right? But they are 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th place on the list.
Okay.
Never mind, Josh. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They got the top 10. And personally, I mean, I saw the list before we did this, of course, but I would have also guessed the Brewers and maybe some other teams that have beer sponsorships in their stadium names. But the Brewers are 9th.
So if I'm going to rule out the bottom tier teams because I don't think the attendance hits it to really get them in there, I'm going to look at teams. I'm talking, you've got the Yankees probably up there because they're normally always sold out.
Yeah, I was gonna say they sell out they have a constant sellout schedule.
You got
I hear
the
you
Red
eliminating
Sox.
teams, but you got to pick a team.
These are my picks, sir.
Well, give me one at a time. So you're going
the Yankees
first. The Yankees are way down there.
Really?
I don't like this list. I think New Jersey's biased. They don't like the Yankees because I would have put the Yankees in the top 5 just like pure stadium capacity.
Correct. Yeah, they're always sold out because they're a pretty good team.
The Yankees are in 18th.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't even know where to go.
Fucking church boys? Come on now. All the people from New York always telling me, you kids down in Pennsylvania can't drink. And you're telling me they can't drink enough beer to get in the top 5 in their stadium when they talk all that shit about dancing in October. Shut up.
I will say again, I will clarify actually. Looking at the list again, it is more average drinks per game rather than price.
Okay.
St. Louis.
So, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to rattle off the whole goddamn league.
Not rattle off. Let Matt go for St. Louis. Your guess?
St. Louis is my guess.
That's a very good guess because, I mean, Anheuser-Busch is in St. Louis. They have a very illustrious pre-gaming spot in St. Louis. They have the Budweiser. I think they call it the Budweiser Garden or something like that.
Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Or
no.
Busch
Stadium.
The stadium is Busch, yeah.
But St. Louis is.
Jeez, he's counting from the bottom.
From the bottom.
Jesus.
Okay.
They are 26th out of 30.
Okay, right, I got another one, Josh.
Buddy.
Yeah.
We have to get a top 5 in this next one.
Hear me out. Hear me out on this one, Josh. I just want to throw this out to you and think if my logic is correct here. I'm gonna say that it's going to be an unsuspected city. It's going to be a city that you wouldn't think it's going to be. It's going to be a group of people where you would think like, nah, there's no way that they're going to get that deep into it. It's going to be a team that you thought for sure wasn't going to be the one. And I think
I like where you're thinking. I like where you're thinking.
Small market, Kansas City.
Solid thought.
Kansas City.
Beer goes well with barbecue.
I will tell you they are not in the top 5.
Man,
top 10?
No, they are right in the middle there. Should have had these numbers.
I'm getting pissed at this game.
Yeah, what's happening?
Josh, can you just say the Pirates already so we can get it over with?
Kansas City is 14th on the list.
All right, so
just say the Pirates so you get it over with.
No.
I will say right now I wouldn't have picked a list where the Pirates were in the top 10. They are 19th.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even done that because I think we should boycott, but I digress. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to stick with my thought process.
Also, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 3 drinks per game on average is what the results.
That makes sense.
Which,
sense.
yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm going to stick with my thought process of, I like where you were thinking small market.
I was thinking
However,
that would be it. That would be the iron right there that you strike.
if you go to the game, you're paying a lot for a beer. You're going to
True.
be in a bigger market where there's more money. And, you know, the Dodgers have to be in there somewhere.
I was already say I knew it has to go to LA.
The Dodgers have to be.
They're 27th. They're 4 from the bottom.
What? The Angels.
Think your way the other direction. The Angels are only 2 spots above them.
Matt, could it be Canadian?
That's what I was thinking.
Could it be Canadian?
Toronto.
Yeah, the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays.
Also playing in Buffalo this year.
Toronto is 1 spot behind the Pirates at number 20. But I will tell you, fun fact, Toronto is the biggest pre-gaming city. They are the best tailgaters.
Okay. So at this point, I'm calling for a lifeline.
Would you like it?
I don't know.
I would like to know one of the team's colors.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't have a good hint for top 1, but for top 2 of the top 5,
Okay.
some of us have drank in these cities. I'll just say that.
So
I mean,
The,
if you want
the
a top
Nationals.
one,
The Nationals. The
yeah,
Nationals.
yeah,
the
that's where I'm
Nationals.
going. Nationals.
Yeah.
they are not. I see why you said that. They are not top 5 though. They are 7th.
What the?
Well, hold on. Wait, time out. Matt, I got you. Because
Okay.
you traveled out to the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
I live in San Diego. The Padres are on that list.
Yeah.
Well, all the teams are on the list, and actually, the Padres are
Let's
number
go.
5.
Let's go. We got one.
Yeah. High five.
San Diego living.
Andrew used to live there, and Matt trained there for a
Yeah.
really brief period of
All right.
time. Not as long.
So we
Very
got
brief
4 left
period.
here.
There's
Dude,
4
that was so
left.
hard to get.
Was
to
that
one.
one of the double drinking cities?
What do you mean double drinking?
You said at least 2 of these cities we have drank in.
Oh no, I wasn't counting that.
Okay.
And I was really speaking off of personal experience. I just 2 of the top 5 are not far from Pittsburgh.
Oh,
One of
Cleveland.
them-
Cleveland.
One of them have
Cleveland.
actually been to their stadium, and Cleveland is it. They're number 4.
Yeah. I was gonna
So
say
we
Cleveland.
got 5. We got 4.
Yeah.
You know what? We might be on.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is number 2.
What we might. I was gonna say we might be on a roll with this Midwest thing. What about the White Sox?
And ding, 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 Josh got the number 1 city.
Let's go.
Or stadium, I guess, because Chicago has 2 teams.
So does that mean the Cubs are up there too?
No, the Cubs were not up there. The
Wow.
Cubs were,
The division is
Yeah,
staunch. right?
It's real.
I'm not going to count it out, but they're towards the middle. They're like 13.
That's
14,
fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
But yeah, Chicago White Sox number 1, 4.2 drinks per game, and they're spending an average of $46 on alcohol.
Whew. Speaking of the White Sox, did you guys know Tony La Russa is now the manager?
He's not dead.
No. He went into baseball like MLB operations, and he is now the manager of the White Sox. I don't know when that happened. I just saw it on ESPN the other day.
How old is he? He's like Methuselah. He's like 127 years old.
I was gonna say he's probably pushing Betty White age.
So
Don't you speak ill of my future ex-wife.
I'm not. I'm just saying that he's probably up there with her.
So just to
Silver
close this
Fox.
out.
So yeah, we're waiting on number 3, right?
Oh well, yeah, I'll
Thanks,
give you number
yeah.
3 real quick. Number 3 was the Cincinnati Reds, which was the other one that.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Makes
Midwest
sense.
region, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Super
Midwest took
depressed,
3 of the
always
top
drinking.
5, so,
Yeah. And Ohio had 2 of them.
Yeah, Ohio had 2, which makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
But for what we like to do at Pirate Games, the biggest tailgating cities, I'll just give you the top 5. They only rank the top 10. Pittsburgh was not in that, which I think we need to change this season. Honestly,
I'm 100% willing to go and tailgate and then just not go to the game.
yeah, I'm fine. With
Yeah.
that. We'll just go to Southern
Just
Tier,
throw
get
my
something to eat,
beer
and go
cans
home.
at the stadium.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Ugh.
But the
Where's nutting?
Where-
top 5
Give me nutting.
and the Jojitorium is not far from the stadium.
There we go. There we go.
We can always
We can
tailgate
walk.
and,
We could walk there.
But yeah, so the top 5 tailgating cities: Toronto was number 1, St. Louis number 2, the White Sox number 3, Cincinnati Reds number 4, and the Milwaukee Brewers number 5.
Toronto number 1.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Toronto
Road trip.
is a huge scene, man. Toronto has a great tourist section. They have a lot to do up there. I'm not surprised at all that they have a great party scene for their sports teams. But at the same time, too, Canada has the CFL, and I don't trust it. So fuck you, Toronto. I don't like you.
They're not
not
even letting the Blue Jays play there this year.
Yeah.
They're playing in
so
Buffalo.
weird.
Or outside of Buffalo somewhere.
Which the drinking will probably escalate in Buffalo.
Oh yeah. In Buffalo?
Buffalo's a
Yeah.
team.
Good Lord, man.
But I mean, just from my side, I saw the list, but you guys guessed very educatedly. Like, you got a lot of what I would have thought was up there. The only one that you guys did not guess that I would have guessed, just because of their craft beer scene, is Colorado.
You know what?
They didn't crack.
Yeah.
I don't even think they were they might have been number 9 at best.
I will say, until we got onto the Midwest Trail,
Yeah.
one of my sleeper picks, I was thinking Houston.
So that would have been
See, I was
thinking
too.
That would have been a good one too.
I was thinking Houston, but the reason why, Adam, I think that Colorado was not going to get on this is because everybody in that stadium is higher than an astronaut. They don't need beer. They're so high. They're like, oh my God, what are all these guys running in the same direction for? Holy crap.
They don't want to cross the streams. But yeah, I mean, so that was just a little fun list I saw about that was beer related and timely, since the season openers are happening here soon, right? April 1st, right?
First
Well,
couple
we still
days of April.
have-
Yeah, we're probably about halfway through spring training.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tentatively in the first week or so of April, unless something gets pushed back. There's a lot of positive buzz about the methods in which all the teams are staying safe, especially down in spring training. I like how Major League Sports are actually taking care of their athletes. It's looking good, man. I mean, I think the NFL really laid the blueprint out for it. They had a lot of snags in their season, and then the NHL followed suit, and they've been pretty good. And I'm excited to see what the MLB can do this year, because I need sports. I do. This pandemic crushed me. I need to watch people that are bigger than life and doing things that are borderline superhuman so I can be entertained.
Right.
Give them all
Well,
steroids.
And no promises due to the pandemic, but I could foresee before beer festivals come back this summer, maybe Bash Brew hits a tailgate and brings some kegs down, and we invite some people to join us. If stuff starts opening up, of course.
And I'm gonna tell you right now,
tailgate.
if we can do that, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, anyone who's listening to this, if we're gonna put it up on a tailgate and you want to swing by and get a brew off of us, trust me when I say that you are not gonna be disappointed. There are tons of great brews coming out of the brew lab. Right now, there's a lot of great ideas floating around, and there is a possibility we can make a big announcement about some possible involvement with some stuff here pretty soon. And if we can do that and get out and see all of your faces, it would just be wonderful. We miss you guys. We miss giving you guys beer, and we miss just hanging out and talking shop. So, keep your ears open from us, and hopefully soon, fingers crossed, we get some good news that we can start bringing you some information about some big events that we have coming up, hopefully.
Yeah, even if it's just handing out some plastic cups in the parking lot of a baseball game, I'm willing to do that this summer. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Also, we have a policy where it's give one, take one. So Josh will drink a beer while he hands out a beer. So about halfway through tailgating, he's going to start trying to fight pillars and stuff. So it's going to be fun. So if you want to see a show and get your beer, just come on down to the tailgate.
and don't cancel us. We'll pay for his lift time.
Yeah.
We got you.
If you want to see me try to track down Bob Nutting, come on down.
That's really what happens. You know that show where
It's
they
easier to find Sasquatch.
I was going to say that show on the History Channel for a while was like Finding Sasquatch. I would love to see Josh with like a steady cam, drunk as shit, trying to find Bob Nutting in Pittsburgh. Where are you?
Just walking through the North Shore.
Oops.
Trail cameras.
Somehow I end up at cheerleaders. Oops.
Oh, jeez. I think I smelled his scent going this way.
Oh, you had him confused with Robert Kraft, did you?
Are there massage parlors over that way?
Yeah, of course.
So, listen, guys, there's a lot of news out there right now, and I am just happy right now that I can bring you my patented news corner. I want to bring you guys the hard-hitting news that you need to know. So, just a quick heads up. These are scintillating, salacious headlines. They're going to blow your mind.
That alliteration, bro.
Hey, man, I went to college, and this is what I'm using it for right now. Welcome to my master's degree. So, if you guys didn't catch it, the UFC card went off on Saturday, but there was another excellent card that popped off the day afterwards, and it was AEW Revolution. It was heralded as one of the best live cards on pay-per-view until the end of the show, where we saw the exploding barbed wire death match between Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. It had some cool spots. There's lots of blood. I felt that Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley put on a fantastic show, and then the climax started building up, and the timer started going down, and oh my god, the ring's going to explode. The Good Brothers are in there trying to get Kenny Omega out. And here comes fucking Eddie Kingston. He's going to save Jon Moxley, blows off Butcher and Blade, runs in, dives on top of Jon Moxley to get him and to hold him down. And all of a sudden, there's just some sparklers. And that's all we had, were 4 ring posts that looked like dollar store sparklers and a couple poppers that smacked out of the bottom of the ring. And it looked like Eddie Kingston sold it like the ring imploded because the referees had to like push him off. Clearly the bomb's a dud, and there's a lot of heat in the back, especially from Kenny. He was reportedly furious over what happened. Bless Tony Khan's heart, tried to come out and say the whole reason why this all went awry is because Kenny Omega has no idea how to build bombs. No shit. Did you see him in the segment trying to build the death trap?
I could rip forever, but that man never swung a hammer in his life.
No, he was like up over his head.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go fireworks, at least kick it up to Phantom. Like,
yeah.
If you're building a bomb, you definitely hit it as hard as you can with a hammer, like they did in that segment. Like that's definitely what you do.
Oh yeah.
So the idea here too was there was a third party that put together all the explosions, and the rumor in the back room was they didn't give a fuck. Like it went off as a dud, and they were like, "Hey guys, that was kind of messed up. What happened?" They were like, "We don't care. That's fine." The sparklers worked, didn't they? So
yeah. I mean, I think you would have should have maybe invested some money in the finish of your people.
Yeah. Well, they also said too they tested out the explosions in a practice, like a practice run or something like that, and it looked great. And then the same team came in and put the bomb under the ring. It was supposed to be like this huge thing. Too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know me and you watched it live, but I thought the explosions on the ropes looked good.
Yes.
But there are explosions on the outside of the ring, and then the final explosion both looked terrible.
Those because after listening to you guys talk about it in the group that we got, I went back the next day and I watched it because it was already clipped on YouTube, like immediately clipped, and right away I was already like, I know that these little plywood stands on the back end that are supposed to look like they have landmines under them. This isn't going to be anything that I even want to see.
Yeah, it looked chintzy.
Well, it's amazing too. Yeah, and it's amazing too that you found it on YouTube, because AEW went through a scrub up frenzy where they're actually using the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and they were actually taking down everything: YouTube, Twitter, any GIFs, pictures, anything, and they're trying to scrub it all, trying to save face. And Adam, they tapped your boy to save it on Dynamite. Eddie Kingston.
So, well, I mean, to go back to the match, I can't completely agree with your review of it. I thought Jon Moxley looked great in the match. I think Kenny Omega was frightened to take the ball in most of the spots in that match. The T-bone suplex into the corner, he completely sandbagged.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't want to disrespect him because I'm not in the business. I'm not a wrestler, but the Death Rider off the apron to the board on the outside, it looked like he completely over rotated that and flipped off the board as quick as he could, and then took 3 minutes to blade himself. I just felt like his effort in it was not near what Moxley's was. I'm not saying it was awful, but it wasn't near the same level, and it took away from it for me before the end of the match.
He was scared of the doll barb on the wire.
Yeah,
the ones that you're just gonna land on, and it poked me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I got more emotionally invested in the Adam Page and a Matt Hardy match in 2021 than I was in the main event. Because Kenny Omega took me out of it. He's acting he's overacting everything he does. And I'm not going to get into it now. We'll have a future segment on how I really feel about Kenny Omega.
I know, and I can't wait.
Yeah, but I don't care for his current act. I liked him in New Japan, but I don't care for his current act. But yeah, I'm glad they tapped my boy. They made my boy Eddie Kingston look like a real fool, which really pissed me off. And I'm glad they tapped him to try to save it, and I think he did a pretty decent job.
It was a good promo.
So,
yeah.
So let me ask you, Adam, on the hatred scale here, who's higher? Who's getting the forbidden shotgun first? Excalibur or Kenny Omega?
I mean, are we just going on this week?
Just how you feel in the moment.
Oh, in the moment, Kenny Omega.
And that's
coming for you, Omega.
That is saying something. You can find Adam in San Francisco or Portland, somewhere on the West Coast.
Kenny Omega can come right to the Jojitorium. I'll show him how to throw a hammer.
Adam, well, if you threw a hammer at him, he would be confused because he has no fucking idea what that is.
How do I take that? How do I take that ball?
I was honestly, after rewatching the main event, I was more excited to find out who the special signings were than I was for the way that match unfolded.
Well, the good thing, too, there is Adam was right because you called Christian, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all threw it out there kind of it wasn't like one of my picks, but it was like a safety pick.
Yeah. But I think the logic there is right because he can still go. I think I'm excited to see what he can do, what they're going to put him in storyline for.
Yeah, and really that's the only reason I brought him up is because we just saw him at Royal Rumble and he was clearly in shape and clearly looked like he could go more than anybody else that was rumored. Maybe besides CM Punk, who knows what he looks like right now, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen as well.
No, he wants a Brinks truck full of money, and he wants full control on his own creative. And I can tell you, if he wants to go to AEW, he'll get full control on his creative, but there's money there, but not that kind of money. I mean, when John Silver is one of your highest paid professional performers, you don't have CM Punk money. You just don't have it. And that's not to denigrate John Silver. I love John Silver. He retweeted at me on Twitter. I'm famous now, but I love John, but he's not CM Punk. So, I love the promo from Eddie and John. They saved it. And I also kind of liked how Don Callis saved some stuff. His in-ring promo and goading Eddie to come out and take on everybody. I liked it. I really thought it was cool. A great way to kayfabe it. I give a lot of credit to creative trying. I mean, but you're not going to be able to push aside the most hyped up card you've ever had that ended in sparklers. It's just not going to happen.
I'm pretty sure their ratings suffered on Wednesday because of it. They'll rebound though. They're going to try to rebuild the story based on it. And if you still get Moxley and Kingston together out of it, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And and the MJF faction,
which is cool,
was really
cool. I'm glad to see Sean Spears back because he's a great wrestler, and I'm glad to see him back with something, and especially with I'm not a big fan of FTR, but I think seeing Sean Spears and MJF together is going to be a real cool treat when they finally start putting matches together. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I agree, and they completely swerved me on that. I thought Cody Rhodes was
going
to leave that group. So
That's AEW creative. Is everything solid gold? No, but they are going to make sure that they make you think one thing and they do the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's really reminding me of the faction warfare from like WWE. WWF at the time Attitude Era. Like
factions were law in the Attitude Era, so I'm excited to see that happen. I think it's going to be pretty cool to see what they can accomplish.
Yeah, and then just two other notes from the world of wrestling not related to AEW. It was reported, I heard it today as we're recording it, that Andrade has asked for his release from WWE.
Thank God.
Which is kind of shocking, but it's shocking in one way because he's openly engaged to Charlotte Flair. He's one of their top stars. But he's also not being used at all.
No.
So, I mean, you can't really fret the guy if he's not going to get over being romantically involved with one of your top stars. When is he ever going to get over?
Well, also too, I think for him, the biggest downfall that he ran into is whenever Selena Vega left out. I mean, you are showing that you don't give a shit about your upcoming talent.
Right.
Because she was in that faction with Andrade for a while, and it just dissolved kind of out of nowhere. And then he dropped off too, like almost shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and it was like all over the third party social media accounts or whatever.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. And then and he's a great worker. I mean, it's not like you're losing just another person. Like his matches in AEW versus Aleister Black and the ladder matches he was in and stuff, like just a great worker. Even the stuff he did with Rey Mysterio on, I think it was Raw at the time, whatever he did on the main show.
Yeah.
Was great. And then in a more somber news, I saw it last night. Becky Lynch's father passed away. I know Becky Lynch is a wrestler we're all fans of on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can see more about that. She posted a very, very touching tribute to her father on Instagram. I think it was yesterday. But just very heartfelt and very, very sad. I guess he never got the chance to meet his newborn granddaughter, which is a shame. But
yeah, for sure.
You can tell how maybe sudden it was for her and how devastating it was for her. So just wanted to wish her and her family the best.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll echo that.
Yeah. Becky Lynch is huge. I mean, she's a hell of a wrestler. She's a hell of a woman. Brand new mom. She never breaks kayfabe out in public. And when she put out that tribute to her dad, you can tell it hurt. Yeah. So I mean, from anything I can possibly send positive vibes her way, I hope that she can find some strength in these times, because it's never easy losing somebody. And my heart goes out to Becky Lynch. On to other news. To bring it back up, do you guys know who the Property Brothers are?
Yes, I
do. Yeah. I'm a big HGTV guy.
I know you are.
I know who they are, but I'm not a fan of HGTV.
Well, then you're outnumbered, because Josh and I could probably lose a whole day's worth of nothing watching HGTV.
Yeah.
I'm actually a fan of the Property Brothers. I used to really like their shows when they first came out. For those of you who don't know who the Property Brothers are, it's a set of twins that are skilled in the art of remodeling and selling homes. They've been on HGTV now for quite a long time, but there's the nightmare of having someone come through with a TV show to remodel your home. A Las Vegas couple was severely disappointed after HGTV allowed the Property Brothers to ransack their home, quintessentially. The couple in Las Vegas, they said that the Property Brothers would come in with these grandiose ideas of changing their home within a budget. And when they left, there were exposed wires, there were rooms unfinished, and there were no return phone calls. The Property Brothers were not even trying to come back to finish this home. So Mindy King, who with her husband Paul, who they're suing HGTV, they said that the property brothers would just come in and they bring a Sharpie or spray paint and try to make things look pretty, but they don't. This is my nightmare. This is my absolute nightmare, to have somebody do something to my home and I pay them a lot of money to do it. And I walk away knowing I have to reinvest money into fixing the shit that they didn't do correctly. Right now, it looks like the Kings are going to file lawsuits against multiple companies, as well as the local Villa Construction, who were hired by the property brothers to do work inside of their home, including renovations from the kitchen to the living room and to their bedrooms. There was an estimated $193,000 worth of work on this house, and it was left unfinished.
Man, that's the price of a pretty decent house around here.
Yeah, well, and I would say the first thing that struck me out of this news story, I did my own research, and apparently the couple paid everything for the renovation. Like, I didn't know that HGTV does not foot a penny.
I was actually just about to say that. Newsflash. I thought in this kind of scenario, like, I get on the love it or list it side. If they decide to list it and then buy a new house, they're paying for that. But in something like this, where there's a home renovation, they're showing it on the TV. I thought HGTV was footing at least part of that.
Right.
And
I was gonna say, it comes as a shock to me to kind of fall into what you're saying too, Josh, is that not only does HGTV not pay jack shit for these things, the property brothers don't even do any of their own work. They hire another company to come in and do the work for them.
Do you see how groomed their facial hair is? Of course they're
that part I knew. That they have their own teams.
They're with
They're pretty. They're pretty.
I knew that part. Like, which one is it? I think Drew is the construction guy and Jonathan is the real estate guy.
I think it's the other way around.
Okay, they look identical. I don't fucking know.
They're identical twins.
I don't fucking know one from the other.
I'll tell you what they both are: serial killers. Wait for that news story to come out.
It's going to. We've been burying bodies in all our renovations since 2008.
That's the smartest way to do it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. How else do you annihilate an entire family? What's that one dude though? He put them all in like oil tankers, like that whole thing. But like the property brothers could be like, we killed a whole fucking family and just put them in the foundation.
Yeah, we just kept building crawl spaces.
Oh man!
But I mean, if you look at the guy that does the actual construction side of it, I wouldn't say he might be knowledgeable in how to do it, but then he hit the jackpot with HGTV.
Yeah,
and I don't think that man's hammered a real nail since. Yeah, he'll line it up, tap 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 for the camera, maybe throw a sledgehammer into a wall real quick. But
I do demo all day. Like if I had a show, I'm not building anything. I'm gonna like, what do I rip off the wall? And if you look too, a lot of times, even when it comes down to like Fixer Upper, which is one of my favorite shows, I love Chip and Joanna all day. Love those guys. But if you look at the sequence that has the most action shots from Chip, it is in demo day. He rips everything apart, and then it flashes forward to a bunch of dudes you don't get to know their names, and they're like piecing together a complex cabinetry. And he's just like, yeah, this is a really difficult build. Shut the fuck up, Chip. You ripped the sink out. You didn't do anything else. You hired these other dudes down the road, and you're paying them nickels on the dollar, not even dimes on the dollar, to come out here and do like professional, like this is going to be on TV work. And then Joanna comes in like, I have a $6,000 chair that I'm going to put right here in the middle of the room because that's what I feel like the feng shui should be.
Right.
But I mean, look, at the end of the day, as far as the lawsuit goes, I mean, I would expect a little bit more from HGTV Property Brothers, but at the same time, I understand I'm going on a TV show. I don't know what's going to happen. I would much rather just do the stuff on on my own. If I'm going to have to pay for it regardless, I'm not going to worry about the production crew coming in and screwing everything up, and then it being unfinished because they're going to work on one room and showcase, oh, we completely opened up your living room into the dining room to the kitchen and made it open concept. Well, that's awesome.
Oh, they never do that on HGTV.
But what about the fucking bedrooms?
That's all they do.
I don't want to take a poop on your entire rant there because I think it's accurate to a certain degree. But the only thing I disagree with is it is 2021 and Reddit exists. If you go on Reddit right now and you look up, it's like, I think it's actually the HGTV feed. They have people that were on those shows and they get on there and there's some success stories and there's just a shit ton of horror stories. People are like, they came in and demoed my whole house and then didn't come back for 3 months.
Well, and then this one aired in, I mean, this was a while ago though. Like this one aired in 2011, but they probably did the work in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, and then they had to move on to the next fucking episode.
They do, but like when you look at it, you got to know at some point that these guys, there has to be a screw up. There's no way that all these go smoothly. If any, we're 3 guys that have done some work on our house, and you got to know that not everything goes smoothly. You're going to run into something that someone did before you that makes no sense, and you're going to have to try to figure out how to fix it. And then you have these 2 guys coming in with the straightest beard lines I've ever seen in my entire life, trying to tell you how these cabinets are going to line up, and I don't trust it.
Yeah, and I think in the end they ended up with, I'm trying to remember from the news story I read yesterday, I think it was 93 claims of indecent work or like work that needed repaired. Yeah. But I mean, some of it was nitpicking, kind of like the grout was uneven. But then, like you said earlier, other things were exposed wiring and fucking plumbing being off, like, and the doors not shutting.
Yeah,
outside of the house. That's insane.
I think this entire news article is encapsulated in the last quote I have from Mindy King, that she told a Las Vegas outlet, "We didn't spend this kind of money to have our cabinets repainted 6 times and still have paint coming off."
To that quote though, who the fuck are you rehiring to repaint it? Paint 6
Not
times?
the same guys. You get one shot.
Get somebody new.
One shot.
Do it yourself. Look, dude, my mind is just fucking blown that HGTV does not cover these renovations. Like that's the end all be all for me. Like, I mean, I'm sorry for the Kings. Like, that sucks. But the fact that HGTV isn't covering this shit with their money.
Oh, from the jump, yeah.
Yeah, like that just blows my mind.
Well, I don't see the King family being very successful in this lawsuit either, because it's 2021. This work happened more than 10 years ago. Why are you just bringing it to court?
Oh, 100%.
What took so fucking long to bring it to court?
Also, 100%. There's a waiver. There's a waiver.
Oh, they probably have to sign 100-page contract.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Somewhere buried in some legal jargon that you're not gonna know reading it is, if shit gets fucked up, it is not on us.
I'm gonna shock everybody and take the Property Brothers side on this. I think Mr. King had a few too many mojitos and ran the riding mower into the outdoor doors and knocked them off kilter. That's what I think happened. And
you know what? Mr. King needs to own up for what he's doing. He is slandering the Property Brothers. His cancel culture stuff has gone too far. We are not going to cancel the Property Brothers because Mr. King can't drive his fucking lawnmower in a straight line. Thank you, Adam. I'm happy you brought this up.
Yeah. Mr. King ran his Husqvarna into the fucking family foyer. And he needs to pay for it.
You know, I don't think the Kings want this fight. I don't.
They shouldn't want this fight. Do you think HGTV doesn't have a team of lawyers that have switchblades in their attaché cases? They're going to show up for this hearing and they're going to be like, "Time to die, motherfucker," and they're just going to stick you. And it's like, there's no settlements. There's only death.
Meanwhile, the King family are the dummies that paid $200,000 to get a Vegas house renovated by people on TV.
Right? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, out in Vegas, you have probably, I don't know, 1 million contract companies that can do better work than what the property builders. There's no doubt in my brain that the Kings handed over their check of whatever their budget was, and the property builders went, okay, let's go hire the cheapest contractor we can find and just like kind of give them some vague directions. And this is what you end up with. Right. You end up exposed wires and doors not shutting. That's child play shit. That's something that I would do because I'm not a contractor. I can turn some bolts and I can screw some deck stuff together. That's about it. So don't ask me to do electrical.
I can look up on YouTube. Yeah.
I'll Google it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting from me. You're getting a Google effort from Matt Anderson. That's what you're getting. So going back to the UFC again, dipping my toe back into the UFC, the question was posed, who is going to take Amanda Nunes's lunch from her? And I can only tell you that nobody. But on terms of talking shit, I love that Juliana, I'm going to say Penne.
It's
Pena.
Pena.
Yeah.
I don't do
this one. I can pronounce.
Pena. Thank you so much. Has challenged Amanda Nunes, and Amanda Nunes has come out to say it is clear as day that she doesn't want to fight me. I'm sorry, it's Pena. Say that for me again.
Pena
has said it's clear as day she does not want to fight me. Pena is currently the 6th ranked bantamweight in the world and was set to face Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter, at Fight Night event on May 8th. However, Holm had to pull out, which left a lot of questions about rescheduling. And then also too, you have Pena, who's calling for the bantamweight title shot instead of waiting for Holly Holm. Something that the UFC president, that's fucking illegal, Dana White, seems to be amenable to. But it doesn't look like Nunes gives a shit because she wants to see Pena win a couple more fights first. And then I like this response here from Pena. She said, the funny thing about her wanting me to fight Jermaine, like, you didn't ask Holly to fight one more. You didn't ask Megan Anderson to fight one more. And we know how that fucking worked out. You didn't ask Felicia Spencer to fight one more. All these girls are new to the division with sub 500 records. But for me, for some reason, it's always, oh, she's got to fight one more. She's got to be in the mix. So do you guys think this is Nunes actually being scared of Pena? Or do you think it's just Nunes saying, I don't give a flying fuck who you give me?
Look, here is my hot take on this.
Hot take.
Pena was supposed to fight on a Fight Night card.
Yeah.
Not even a pay-per-view prelim. Fight Night. You don't deserve Nunes.
But she deserved Holly Holm.
Holly Holm needs to work her way back up. She's been up and down. She hasn't really been the same Holly Holm since she knocked the shit out of Ronda Rousey.
Which was fantastic, by the way.
Fantastic fight.
Lives rent-free in my head.
She sent Ronda Rousey to the WWE.
Yeah, where she sucked there too.
True.
Technically, Nunes did that.
But if you can't even make a pay-per-view night fight, you don't deserve a shot at the title. I get that we're in this era of calling out shots and everybody going for the champ status, moving between weight classes. Win in your weight class, get the rankings, hit that top 3 spot. Because I get it. There's some fights that happen outside of the top 3 that the challenger 5, 4, 6. But I'm a firm believer in you should at least be in the top 3 to be in consideration for the title fight.
That's a hot take. I like that.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, though, because I agree with that. You should be in the top 3, but they just had Megan Anderson challenge for the title, and she was unranked.
I didn't.
Dude, I think...
Which I don't think...
The odds showed that nobody liked that fight.
Right.
No, nobody like that fight. But I also think too that, and this is my, I'm just gonna say this. I think Dana White knew that he had no intention of re-signing Megan Anderson, and he fed her to the proverbial wolf. She got eaten alive, and then he was able to say, "Listen, you're gone. You can't even stand up. You're done. You're out of here." So like Dana White has his own trash disposal in Nunes. Like, I don't like this fighter. Feed him to Amanda. Amanda dismantles him and then like, get the fuck out of my promotion.
Yeah. At this point, proverbial isn't even needed. She's the wolf.
Yeah, she's the wolf.
She's the garbage disposal.
Yeah. For all the right reasons, too. For all the right reasons. I don't want to be disingenuous about Amanda Nunes because I'm fucking scared of her. If she ever hears me say this, I called you a garbage disposal because you eat bitches alive.
Oh yeah.
No shade. No shade.
But I mean, Juliana Pena, it's two-sided for me. On the side of her, if it's not Pena fighting Nunes, who is it? Like,
who do you have?
Yeah, that's
who do you have?
But on the side of Nunes, Pena is 10-4 in her career record, but in her last 4 fights, she's a 500 fighter. She's 2-2 in her last 4. She's 3-2 in her last 5. If you want to expand it. Before that, she was on a really hot streak, but she lost to Valentina Shevchenko, which is a beast, and then she lost to Jermaine Duranami, which
those are two hitters. I mean, you really can't. You almost can't fault her for losing those fights. I mean, those are two complete animals in that division.
Well, so I mean, I think she's deserving of a shot if there's nobody more deserving, because you have to get a fight out there. Is it her best foot forward particular time to shine? I don't think so, but there's also nobody else stepping up. So,
like, okay, so I respect the call out. I do, because, like I said, we're in that.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, man.
Making the call out.
Yeah,
but correct me if I'm wrong. Shevchenko is a champion herself.
Yeah, I don't know. I do agree with that. My history, I can't remember if Nunes and Shevchenko already fought.
Regardless if she's a champion, she's a fucking draw. She's gonna sell pay-per-views. She's gonna sell tickets. Yeah.
Let me try to look that up while you guys are.
I would rather, at this point, see a champ fight. Maybe, just maybe, you can finally put forth the triple champ. Let Nunes.
I don't think.
Nunes.
I don't think there's a third weight class.
There is. Oh, okay. There's the featherweight, the bantamweight, and I want to say
she would have to go way down in weight, though.
She would.
Yeah, man. That'd be a tough cut.
If there is nobody else.
Yeah, she already beat Shevchenko. She beat her right after Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, because I think it was at the lower weight class that Nunes holds. They fought for that belt. Shevchenko got basically wrecked. And then she dropped weight. Nunes is scaring people out of the division.
Yeah, I mean, name it. I mean, I'm looking at her record right here, name, and she's actually beat Shevchenko twice.
Look,
in the last 4 years. Now it's 5 years.
To me,
Shevchenko's not a contender.
The thing that cemented Nunes was not only beating but knocking out Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, dismantling Chris
and
Cyborg.
It wasn't even fair. Like, Cyborg's coming in. You want to talk about in pride, steroids to the nuts.
Yeah.
Cyborg is out there doing something.
Yeah. She's rubbing that elk piss on her arms and shit, whatever the hell Ray Lewis was doing.
Yeah. Just destroyed her.
All I can say is, and this is something that I've always had an issue with, is that I feel like Dana White picks specific fighters to give extensive breaks to. Right now, if you can look at any division for Amanda, and there's nothing there for her. I think right now you need to see these divisions really fight within themselves to prove that there's a true top 3. Because right now, you're looking at Juliana should take on Holly. Honestly, that should happen.
Yeah, that should be the fight.
That should be the fight, and that should be on a pay-per-view, and that should be moving one of them up closer to getting a title shot. But I still don't think.
Yeah, if you want to make that the number one contendership, that's fine. I believe Holly Holm. I think Holly Holm would still need maybe one more under her belt to go at Nunez.
But who?
But that's the thing. There's nobody there. Yeah. So that should be for the title. Now, you're right, though, Matt, that Dana White is a very picky person. I mean, from the first time he said that he's going to catch all these streamers.
Yeah, you got one, dude.
One person. You're going after all of them, but we were targeting one.
Yeah,
so you got
the one guy who was like, "I'm taking a break on this one."
Yeah, he didn't even get him.
I'll tell you what, you didn't get the guy that I use.
Yeah,
keep going, Uncle Dana.
Well, no, for that fight,
that's fucking illegal.
Yeah,
for that fight, we used the ESPN, which didn't fucking work.
That's ESPN Plus. And they just signed that deal too, where they're going to have over 100 NHL games on ESPN and ESPN Plus combined. That made me sick to my stomach. I don't like ESPN. I don't like their coverage. I don't like how they promote the NHL. I hate what they've done with the UFC. I don't like what they do with promoting even Major League Baseball. I don't like what they do. It's not sports entertainment anymore for them. It's about ratings for other things that make no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, I want ESPN to go back to the days where I could not turn off SportsCenter because what you were doing was spoon feeding me some of the most electric highlights that were out there for the day prior to the fucking show. But now I have to hear a pride piece about some I don't know, high school I've never heard of that somehow got $50 to have a basketball tournament. Yeah, that's a great story. That's cool, but I want to hear about how Lamar Jackson faked some dude out of his spikes.
Right.
That's what I want.
It's Good Morning America
I don't want that.
And Fox did a way better job of presenting the UFC over what ESPN's did.
Oh yeah, but Jason Mayhem Miller fucked that up with Jake Shields.
Sure did.
I mean, shit. I'm gonna be honest. The only reason I have ESPN Plus is because it's packaged in with the Hulu that I get through Verizon. If it weren't for that, I would have been done with them a while ago. Because on my car station, all I used to listen to was ESPN Radio in the morning. Mike and Mike.
Oh yeah, they fucked that up too.
Once Mike Golick left, now you move Greenberg Mike Golick didn't leave first. You moved Greeny to New York to do a TV show, and you brought in Mike Golick and Trey Wingo, and that just flopped.
Yeah, it wasn't good, and it's never going to be good. Mike and Mike in the morning was a staple. ESPN pitted them against each other. They started hating each other, and they split up. And like I'm saying, I'm not excited about the influence on ESPN, from ESPN to the UFC. And I think it plays back to what you were saying, Josh. It's the season of call outs. You don't have to be ranked to call out the champion and piss them off enough where they'll sign a contract to fight you. And I think that kind of boils down to ESPN kind of poking around saying, we want ratings.
Yeah, no, 100%. The only one that will not work with right now is Khabib.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's standing steadfast, but whenever they come to him and they give him that huge contract for 2 fights, he's going to take it. You can't turn down the money that's going to be coming your way.
Yeah. He's standing around telling people to throw illegal news right now.
Yeah, and who's that? Is that his cousin or his brother that's coming?
Makachev?
No. There's another dude.
You're right. You're right. Because I was going to say, Makachev fights out of Khabib's gym.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Petr Yan.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it was back in that segment, but I think Khabib was one of the ones alleged to say throw the knee when.
I know Khabib is the one that reported it to DC because they tried to keep it hush hush, but then Khabib went to the announce table and said, "Hey, DC, here's what's going on."
He went over there and straight snitched.
Get that hand truck. Get that hand truck. Throw it at him.
It's like, oh, I hear Khabib's on that bus. Oh, I'm gonna chuck this hand cart through there.
Proper 12, that bus.
Yeah.
He sold Proper 12, didn't he? He sold his stake in it.
From what I heard, I would need to do more research to confirm it. He didn't necessarily have the decision to sell.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was pushed into selling.
Yeah. But he did sell. Yeah.
Push me into $130 million.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
No, yeah. Well, the story is he got pushed into it after punching that old man in the bar.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
But, well, the part that doesn't make sense, though, is so he got pushed into selling his shares of Proper 12 because of that. But they're still keeping him on as
he's still going to be the spokesperson. So I'm just glad they changed that commercial that they're airing where he's at the bar and he's like, "Challenger, champ." And he knocks the champ out of the way and puts the challenger, and he's like, "A new champion in town." And they aired it around his last fight, and my man got demolished.
Yeah,
they had to take that off the air.
They had to. Well, yeah, I mean, it's your spokesperson's coming out and trying to talk about being a dominant force, not only in the liquor scene, but also in the ring and being a champion. And then you go out and you get your jaw rearranged. Not a good look, Proper 12. I think that sale was going to be beneficial for you in the long run.
No, you're right. I will shout out though, Proper 12, smooth as shit.
Oh yeah, love it. Yeah,
great Irish whiskey. No knock on that. No knock on it.
No whatsoever. I throw that shit in my coffee all the time. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
great,
I told you
great
about
Saturday morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, great Saturday morning treat. I love it.
You wake up, throw a dash of Proper 12 and some black. What is it? Black Forge? Yeah.
Yes.
Black Forge coffee, smooth as silk and metal as fuck.
I know we're not on camera. There they are. I know we're not posting the video, but I got them right here. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even like Irish whiskey before Proper 12. I completely, hands down, it's my favorite Irish whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, Jameson. I'm not going to say Jameson isn't decent.
Oh,
I will drink it.
Jameson's trash in mine.
I will drink it if I'm in the mood for an Irish whiskey, and that's what they have.
However, and I like.
I will say Proper 12 came out, and it completely changed my Irish whiskey game. That's what I'm going to first.
First off, I'm going to say this right now. I'm never in the mood for Irish whiskey. I'm just not. Yeah,
sometimes I like it.
I'm not. There's some. I'm not a huge fan. I have a bottle of Proper 12, and that's about it.
You know when I'm in the mood for it? St. Patrick's Day and when Conor McGregor.
Yes.
And then
to put it in full circle perspective, that's the only time I drink Killian's or Murphy's or Guinness. I'll have some Jameson. I'll have some car bombs. Not a big fan.
Did we all drink it at my bachelor party, or just me and you did, Josh?
You guys did. I didn't drink that.
The Proper 12 at the.
No. At the cigar bar. Yeah. We all had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was probably. That's actually where I had it for the first time. Yeah.
That's the only time I haven't drank it on St. Patrick's Day or
that.
Right there. Yeah.
Cigar bar out at what
South
mall
Hills.
is it? No, not South Hills.
Oh yeah, it's in the South Hills.
It's in the area. What is it?
Shout out to the South Hills, baby.
Yeah,
that other mall.
That dirty South. Yeah, it's the fancy one.
Galleria.
The
Galleria. There it is.
Well, boys, before we start reminiscing about how we got lost at a bachelor party, I think we got to wrap this up. We've been at it for a minute, and we're going to start talking about things that no one should ever know.
Yeah, let's crack a couple of beers and do this in private.
I just want to throw out real quick to keep an eye on the socials because we'll be posting our brackets and we can follow along with the bets as we go.
Yeah. Oh, and real quickly, keep following _brew on Instagram. The Clouds Over California brew from Couch Brewing in collaboration with Bash Brew should be hitting the market Friday or Saturday next week. We will let you know on _Brew on Instagram.
Not only that, but you just came out with it's the brutal kitty or the kicking kitty.
The kicking kitty mocha porter is on tap as of tomorrow, which is March 13th.
You guys,
so hit me up if you want to try and do that.
I had a taster of it. It's delicious.
Well, he's got a full expose on everything going on in the Brew Lab. You got all of our socials. You know how to follow us. You know how to follow the Brew Lab. You know where we're at. You know how to get a hold of us. We love that you guys are listening to us, and just keep waiting to see what we do next. That's all I can say. So from the Jojitorium, Decaying with the Boys, until next time, take care.
See you in San Diego.
Kenny Omega, come get me.
Well, that's it. The end to another episode of Decaying with the Boys. Thanks for tuning in to listen to us. You can find us on Instagram at DecayingWTB, and please keep sending in those listener emails, decayingwtb@gmail.com. If you want to continue to find out what's happening in the Brew Lab, follow up with Adam's Instagram page at @bash_brew, and we're always on Untapped at @bashbrew. Until next time.